Hi everyone, Ron Crider reporting for duty today. It is the 3rd of March, Wednesday. Time right now is about 1:18 when I'm putting this first little piece together. And there's a couple of things I wanted to tell you today. First, let's talk about the weather. Weather's going to be absolutely terrific. There's no rain in the forecast. Beautiful day. We're going to have a low of about 56 degrees tomorrow morning and a high of about 74. Couldn't ask for better temperatures, better weather, kind of like we call it San Diego weather. The other thing I want to tell you about is I'm going to bring you a little video coming up here in just a second. And this video has to do with what the Catholics now think about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. And they're not too happy about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. As I said earlier in a couple of my other videos, they weren't very happy at all. They said do not use the AstraZeneca. Well, we don't seem to have a lot of that floating around here. Johnson & Johnson is making big inroads. They're showing up with lots of vaccine. Now the Catholics are suggesting that it's probably not a good idea to use that vaccine. They're not saying it, the Catholic Church. However, they do say that if it's the only thing that is available to you, then probably be okay to go ahead and use it. But you'll see the video. It's coming up here in a second. Florida's getting ready to get nearly 500,000 vaccines next week. So if you saw our numbers were going down and down and down with vaccinations, especially here on the Treasure Coast, they should be going back up. And with the Johnson & Johnson doses, they should be going up as well. Personally, I think this Johnson & Johnson thing, since I'm not a Catholic, I can't think like a Catholic. I think it's kind of like not that important, mainly from my standpoint, because they're not using the fetal tissue of aborted people, children, infants, for this vaccine. They only used it in the testing process when they were putting it together, but it's not in these. So I think that they're going a little overboard on that. But nonetheless, that's not for me to decide. I'm reporting the news. I give you the news. I tell you how to look at what's going on, and you make your own decisions. But I want to say one thing here. This is very important. I'm convinced that we're the ones who really dropped the ball. Now, I'm just a little guy here talking to 100 people sometimes a day, so I'm not talking to the world. But how about the rest of the media people and Dr. Fauci and the president? And I'm not talking about just President Trump or just President Biden, everybody. The people were giving all these mixed signals. No wonder the American people were so confused as to what they should do and they shouldn't do, and that's why everybody was so pulled apart as to what to do. And I think that contributed to this virus spreading such as it did. Some places were open, some places were closed. This was just a really bad idea, and we did a poor job of communicating. Now, you got to admit one thing, we were all learning as we go. But one of the things we should have done is gotten together and said, all right, this is probably the best way to do it. And everybody should have tried to get into lockstep. Instead, there were like fragments of people and media all over the United States doing different things at different times and all professing that they're doing it absolutely the right way. And to this day, we're not positively sure who's right and who's wrong. We do know probably one thing. If everybody just stayed home and didn't go anywhere and didn't do anything, everything would have probably been relatively okay. Of course, people would have committed suicide and died that way, but nonetheless, at least it would have prevented the spread of COVID. I think we all understand that if we do wear the masks and we do distance space and we try not to get into a group of people and go to bars and hang out, we're probably going to get through this. We're on our way. But it's a tug of war right now because people are wanting to do their own things. And, it's the end is in sight now, so I can let my guard down a little bit. Oh, please don't let your guard down. That's just a really, really bad thing. Please don't do that. I said this yesterday. Even if you don't believe wearing the mask and distance spacing is the right thing to do, go ahead and do it anyway, just in the unlikely event that it actually might be of some value. I would appreciate that. That would be good. I would even appreciate more if you hit the like button. Hitting the like button is a very good thing. At least for me, it's a good thing. All righty, folks. So we're going to jump into this news clip I have here. I think it's from the southern Colorado, and I believe I know the bishop from down there. As I said, I'm not Catholic, but I've dealt with a lot of the Catholic folks. Bishop, I think his name's Bishop Sheridan. Terrific guy down there. And that's one of the things that he did say coming out of that diocese in Colorado Springs, that if there are no other vaccines available, then go ahead and use the Johnson & Johnson, but he would prefer, or that group of Catholics there would prefer that you not do it. So see how he's always been able to show some form of understanding, and rather than drawing a line in the sand. Well, nonetheless, here you go. Take a look at this little video, and then I'll be back with the numbers probably around 3:30 or 4 o'clock this afternoon. Have a really great day, wonderful day here in Florida. Thank you for watching the video. Push the like button, okay?
Catholic leaders in southern Colorado are urging parishioners to avoid taking the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, calling it morally questionable.
The U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops says the use of abortion-derived cells to develop the new vaccine is the big issue. But the announcement comes right as the state prepares for almost 50,000 doses this week. KRDO News Channel 13's Lauren Barnes is live at the local diocese to tell us why bishops are promoting Pfizer and Moderna shots instead. Lauren.
Well, Heather, Bart, both the Diocese of Colorado Springs and Pueblo say they support the stance of the National Conference of Bishops, which strongly advises against the newly approved vaccine.
The Johnson & Johnson vaccine, we're going to get about 45,500 doses this week. And we plan to get nearly all of those into arms by Sunday.
But not Catholic arms, not if some church leaders have their way. The U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops says the Johnson & Johnson vaccine was produced with abortion-derived cells, raising moral concerns about receiving it. And a local nonprofit founded by Andrew Womack says the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is just plain wrong. The Truth and Liberty Coalition references a pro-life institute that says the vaccine was created specifically from a line of cells derived from the liver of a baby aborted in 1985.
Well, let me just add, all three vaccines, highly effective, safe.
The group of bishops says Pfizer and Moderna used an abortion-derived cell line in testing, but not vaccine production, making Pfizer and Moderna's immunization efforts morally superior in the eyes of the Catholic Church. Governor Jared Polis says Coloradans can't exactly choose one vaccine over another, but they can be strategic.
When they're signing up for an appointment, they will know what they would get at that. And if it's not the one they want, they can sign up at a different site at a different time to get the one they want. It might be a week or two later. It just depends on how far they want to drive.
While not disputing church officials' claims about abortion-derived cells used for production, Johnson & Johnson issued a statement Tuesday stressing there is no fetal tissue in the vaccine.
The Colorado Springs Diocese adds that if there is no Pfizer or Moderna vaccine available to you, it is morally acceptable to take the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, and that is the same stance taken by the Pope. Reporting live in Colorado Springs, Lauren Barnes, KRDO News Channel 13.
Alrighty, folks, numbers did get in on time today. It is 3:10 in the afternoon, and I have them posted and ready to show you what we have. And guess what? We have some green on the screen. Not a whole lot. A lot of these are down by a smidge. Let's take, for example, the total number of deaths in the entire state of Florida, 131 today. Yesterday they were 139. That's down by 8. Anytime you go down by 1, that's a good thing. 8's not a whole lot, but it's better than nothing. So we'll take that 8 down today. Let's take a look at the positives over here. 6,014. That's down by 1,165. Yesterday it was 7,179. So we're pretty happy with that. Yes, green on the screen is always a good day. The number of vaccinations in the past 24 hours for the entire state of Florida, 95,984. Number of vaccinations since we started in the entire state of Florida, 4,947,800. Okay, I'm going to take you over here and show you the positivity rate. That did go red today. Remember, we were down in the 5s, the upper 5s. Today we're at 6.82. That's the positivity rate for the entire state of Florida. That's always supposed to be under 5% for 14 days to say we have things under control. We're looking forward to that number coming back down again. Miami-Dade had 22 new deaths in the past 24 hours, 1,868 new positives, 13,407 new vaccinations in the past 24 hours. Taking a look at Broward County, 14 new deaths, 657 new positives, 7,725 new vaccinations in the past 24 hours. And in Palm Beach County, 4 new deaths to report, 426 new positives, 3,094 new vaccinations in the past 24 hours. Orange County, that's Orlando, Mousetown, 1 new death to report, 244 new positives, 2,814 new vaccinations. Those are in the past 24 hours. Then Brevard County on the Space Coast, no new deaths to report, 91 new positives, 3,144 new vaccinations in the past 24 hours. We're going to move down here, up here, and go to, hang on here. Here we go in St. Lucie County, 1 new death to report. St. Lucie County is Fort Pierce, and 78 new positives, 712 new vaccinations in the past 24 hours. Martin County is Stewart, 8 new deaths in the past 24 hours, 37 new positives, 512 new vaccinations. And in Indian River County, that's Vero Beach, 2 new deaths to report, 19 new positives, 792 new vaccinations in the past 24 hours. These numbers over here on the left-hand side, I tell you each day what we do over here. People have asked me to do these zip codes and separate the zip codes out for you. So zip code 32948, these are all going to be positives in the past 24 hours for the Vero Beach zip codes. 329482, 329583, 329603, that's Vero Beach proper. 32962 is 4. 32963 is 3. Those 3 new ones here on the barrier island. Zip code 32966, 3, zip code 32967, 1, and zip code 32968, 0. Now we're going to go over here and I'm going to show you this number. This is the number that we report on every day, which is the 7-day moving averages for the number of deaths that have taken place every day for the past 7 days. That number, that's a rolling number, 131.29. That went up today. Yesterday it was 131.14. Today it's 131.29. Up a smidge, but it makes it red instead of green. Sorry about that. All right, let's go down here. And these numbers we didn't have yesterday, and they came in last night. Look what time they came in last night. 6:45 last night. And that doesn't, by the way, that's not March the 12th. Forget that. Well, I don't know where that came from. That is not March the 12th. That was March the 2nd is when those numbers came in at 6:45 p.m. yesterday. All right, so this is what we have. Total number of vaccinations administered in the entire United States thus far, 78,631,601. Total number of daily vaccinations, 1,942,788. Federal government has used up 76% of their vaccines thus far. Texas, 165,192. They've used up 72% of their vaccines. California in the past 24 hours, 252,715. How about that? That's a lot of vaccinations in one day. 252,715. They've used up 75% of their vaccinations. Florida, as I told you, 95,984. They've used up 75% of their vaccines. Rhode Island, it's 9,163. They've used up 78% of their vaccines. Colorado, 27,913. They've used up 81% of their vaccines. In Wisconsin, 37,365. They've used up 83% of their vaccines. Look at Minnesota, 39,088. They've used up 87% of their vaccines. And then in New Jersey, 61,182. That's the number of vaccinations in the past 24 hours. They've used up 83% of their vaccines. New York, the state of New York, 103,303. They've used up 75% of their vaccines. And in New York City, they've vaccinated 68,088 people, and they've used up 83% of their vaccines. Now we're going to make these numbers just a little bit smaller so you can see exactly what's going on over here. Now these are the number of deaths 48 hours ago for the entire United States, 1989. Texas was 275. These are all 48 hours ago now. California, 293. Florida, 139. Rhode Island, 8. Colorado, 7. Wisconsin, 28. Minnesota, 4. New Jersey, 48. And New York, 93. Today, by the way, Florida was 131. It was 139 yesterday. Today, Minnesota's 17. Yesterday, it was 4. Jersey is 128 today. Look at that big jump from 48 to 128 today. And 48 hours ago, New York was 93, and today it's 113. we're forgetting the quotas for a while. They aren't doing exactly what I thought they were going to be doing, so we're not going to be looking at those for a little while. Alrighty, let's take a look at these numbers over here. These are what we refer to as the global view, the biggest numbers of all. Hate to do these, but here we go. USA cases, 28,755,407. Total number of people who've contracted COVID-19 since we started. Total number of deaths in the United States since we started, 518,265. Then the biggest number of all, total number of cases worldwide, 114,996. 114,996,000 and almost 115 million. That number just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and totally mind-boggling. Now, the number of people who have passed away as a result of COVID-19 in the entire world since we started, 2,554,914. So, those are the numbers for the 3rd of March, Wednesday. It's 3:17 now. When I'm finished doing this, I'll try to get it up there by 4:15, so you'll see it sooner than we have been looking at these recently. I really try desperately to get them up as quickly as possible. So here we go. I'll jump right into it. And I'm still looking around for all my shout-outs. I haven't forgotten. Oh, by the way, somebody asked me about the party. When are we going to have the party? Well, yes, folks, when are we going to have the party? We're going to have the party as soon as this thing settles down. The party is still on. The party is still scheduled. We have several venues of people who have suggested where we could have it, would have it, should have it, and probably what's going to happen, maybe several parties at several different locations, but that's whenever we can feel like we can really go and socialize and have a great time. So the party is still on it. That's for you folks. It's basically for you people who have been watching my videos. I don't care if you haven't watched it recently. Tell your friends, okay, Crider's still talking about the party. He hasn't forgotten about the party, and you're all going to be invited. And I know who you are because I can see you out there. Alrighty, folks, have a really blessed day today. Have a blessed Wednesday. A little bit of time left today. Great weather forecast. No rain in the forecast today or tomorrow. It's only going to be, I think it's getting down to like 58 degrees or something like that tomorrow morning, but then it's going to be up nice and warm tomorrow. But a beautiful, beautiful day. See you again on Thursday. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to push that like button.